Chapter 6, Center of Influence, Prospecting Method. Quote, "There is so much we can do to render service, to make a difference in the world, no matter in simple how large or small our circle of influence." By Stephen Covey. He was an American educator, author, businessman, and keynote speaker. Believe me, you need to know exactly who are your center of influence (COI) before you can fully understand its scope to creatively prospect for your ideal clients. In simple terms, the centers of influence are those people or organizations that can boost your market access and credibility through referrals, testimonials, and simple, undervalued word of mouth. In truth, these people are generally very well established. They are good networkers, and who can introduce you to the kind of markets or members you need and are looking for. Ideally, you should be in the network of several centers of influence. So why is this important? The Roper organization has conducted many studies on influential people for decades. They have found that the influential segment of the population is remarkable for its consistency, and typically deeply involved in their communities, both socially and politically. It's worth noting, their research suggests that winning the confidence of one center of influence can create 6 loyal customers. Of those 6 new customers, I'm willing to bet there are another 2 centers of influence. There is an exponential opportunity. To fully understand the extent and ideas of using center of influence to prospect for ideal customer, there are certain groundwork that has to uncovered and practiced first. Agree or not? Basically, there are 6 key factors to apply when you want to capitalize on the center of influence to prospect for your ideal customer. 1. Be generous in your approach. It can begin with a simple hello, but the underlying DNA of your approach should be grounded in a give-first mindset and a sincere curiosity about what the other person is trying to accomplish in his or her life or business, and an openness to being generous with your capabilities, networks, or unique knowledge base to be a helpful resource. 2. Respect and reciprocate from the start. Respect your counterpart. In a new relationship, it is all you can do until trust builds. Give freely. Do not give to get. You should give with the understanding that by giving first and giving often, you set in motion a universe of activity around you that ensures that more good things will come your way. 3. Take control by giving it away. Come to think of it, open-ended questions, leading questions, and categorical questions provide your insight into the personality, background, and interests of your subject. Your goal is to understand someone's motivations and pressing desires. Since you ultimately know where the conversation is going and the other person does not, you don't have to control the answers. 4. Find out where the person is from. The first categorical area to leverage as a way to build common links between you and the other person is related to where he or she is from. Everyone is from somewhere, and everyone has a notion of family. You can begin this track of conversation by asking, are you from here, wherever you met the person, or did you grow up somewhere else? 5. Find out what the person does. In some networking environments, it isn't obvious what someone does for a career. In others, like a banking conference, you know that the person works in the industry. Start from where your prior knowledge exists and ask key questions like, have you been in banking your whole career or did you begin doing something else? 6. Find out how the person blows off steam. Asking questions like, what do you do for fun? Or making comments about things you notice on someone's desk or person. This gives you a quick and easy road into the person's hobbies, funds, and non-work passions. You will artfully uncover it through the holistic understanding of who someone is, where this person is from, what the person is interested in, and what he or she is currently challenged by and trying to solve. Now that we have fully understand the makeup of a person to be an excellent center of influence, we must ask ourselves this. So, what are some simple steps you can take to cultivate centers of influence? Maybe the following steps will help get you started. Step 1. Identify and target your centers of influence. Who can help you grow the credit union? Let me be even clearer. Who will introduce you to desirable potential SEGs, clients or members? Develop a database of ideal contacts and a brief profile for each and share it with your team. Step 2. Define value. Seeing how banking is such a commodity, this one may be a challenge for you. What genuine, unique value can you offer centers of influence? What do you or your credit union bring to the table? What skills, contacts, information or resources do you have? Imagine you are a startup doing a pitch on Shark Tank. What would you say? Step 3. Points of contact. Where do your centers of influence hang? Do they belong to any specific professional organizations, business associations, or networking groups? Do you have a presence there? In my market here in Klang Valley, I see a lot more bankers than finance people at business and community functions. Step 4. Gather your information and present them. You'll need to approach centers of influence. That means you better have an arsenal of material that you can use as bling. No keychain, koozie, or golf ball will win your business. You need conversation and some compelling evidence that you are special and unique. You need to start with, "We want to be a financial partner and advocate." Then you are saying the same thing 7,500 other financial setups are saying. Go back to, define value. Step 6. Speak up. A warm introduction to a center of influence is always better than a cold introduction. Let those in your current network, including your employees and board, know who you are looking for. Get the message out and tell them you are looking for influential people in the market. You may have a teller that is better connected than your CEO. Ask people for introductions. Likewise, there is yet another area we need to master, which is how to meet centers of influence. Actually, it's quite simple. It's no rocket science. Agree or not? It could be done by 1. Find someone who your client patronizes and likes. Track contact information in CRM or Excel to make it easy to search information, including searching for multiple clients who may utilize the same professional. 2. Search out networking groups and events. Some advisors have created a networking group on their own, consisting of a dream team of professionals who support one another. 3. Explore other groups. You may be a participant or member of a group which comes together for something other than networking. Toastmasters, cycling club, book club, and charitable endeavors, to name a few. 4. Look out for someone a non-competing COI works with. Each of your COIs has their team of professionals they use. There may be someone on their list who could be a resource for you. 5. Fish out someone who is connected to a close connection of yours through LinkedIn. Ask for an introduction. No matter how trustworthy the referral source, be sure to research anyone with whom you are considering a COI relationship. The next stage we must familiar with is the process, all right. After a preliminary meeting or conversation with the COI to determine if a reciprocal relationship makes sense. Invite the COI to meet with you at your office. Explain to him or her that you will conduct a meeting similar to the one you conduct when first meeting with a prospect. Be reminded the purpose of doing so is threefold. 1. He or she will be exposed to the same presentation that anyone he or she refers to you will experience. By doing so, the COI can clearly articulate your process to the referral. 2. You would like the COI to audit your presentation, looking for opportunities for you to improve. Prospects will not typically provide this type of helpful feedback, even if you ask them. A COI who has agreed to refer prospects to you has a vested interest in you being the best you can be. The COI wants to make sure you are referable. 3. You can determine if there is a good fit between you and the COI. Be sure to walk through the menu of services and ideal client profile documents. Having done that, add the COI to appropriate groups in your contact management system. Invite the COI to your client events as an attendee, or even better, as a speaker. Lastly, do make sure the COI leaves the appointment with the following: 1. A scheduled touch base call in a few days to go over any additional questions or opportunities he or she may have identified. 2. A few of your introductory packets to hand out to prospects. 3. A clear and simple value proposition from you. 4. An understanding of your ideal clients and how you help them. 5. The next scheduled quarterly appointment. You should be meeting at least on a quarterly basis. Whether you decide to focus on accountants and attorneys or other suggested centers of influence, determine the process that is best for your practice, including which items to select for your introductory packet, which ideal client attributes to share, which agenda attempt 6s are important to discuss, and how best to keep track of referrals coming in and going out. Conclusion. Therefore, as a whole, using the center of influence as a prospect tool is one of the best, or even the best, to acquire new clients. In speaking the whole truth and nothing but the truth, it works well in my total selling career. You better believe it. If you want to make your lifetime job as a professional salesperson, there is no better way to apply the center of influence seriously. In my work as sales trainer, feedbacks from trainees and seasoned sales professionals, they have agree with me that this could be the silver bullet to destroy all your selling problems. Believable? You bet. With this I shall end this chapter gracefully. Thanks. End of chapter 6. By the way, come to think of it, we know it is a lengthy chapter, yet we want to congratulate you for reading this chapter up to now. Make no mistakes, we are committed to your growth, self-development, and your success. Needless to say, since you have read this message, you now deserve more free bonus gifts of free chapters of the book, How to Prospect for Your Ideal Customer. Lest you forget, these sharing will continue in YouTube, Facebook and Kedon. Plus, in our club's president email, josephsing@gmail.com. Upon request. All right. Extracted and modified from the book. Dated, the 2nd of March 2022. Thank you again. We hope to meet you next week. Goodbye and best wishes. From me, Madam Florence, the virtual assistant to author CTM Joseph.